Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Open my eyes at 4 in the rising, right in the
Start with the
bus.
welcome to Vhannah's Corner. Our guest today is Queenie Lasoul. This is family to me, guys. So you gotta listen to the EP. We're gonna get into it. She is a great rapper, singer, but it's amazing. It's giving Badu, it's giving Sade, it's giving it all, and I love it.
Yes, love it. Thank you. Those are big compliments.
Right, so the first question I'm going to ask you is I want to tell the people how you started your career and how you wanted to get into getting into this music industry thing.
So firstly, I started off as a poet. Like if we want to start from the beginning, I started off writing poetry. So as you know, my brother is a poet and he just kind of introduced me into writing and guided me a little bit. And from there, I just used it as an outlet. And and then from there, I went into trying to write raps in high school, like little raps here and there, but nobody knew. I didn't tell anybody.
I did not know this.
Right? No one knew. It's only like a couple people, like a few people in my life that I let hear my stuff. I was so shy about it. And then when I went to college, I kind of came out of my shell. And then from there, I think life happened and I just kept getting signs after years of not writing, like a couple years, I would say. I kept getting signs to like tap back in and stuff. And God just started showing me like, this is a gift that I gave you. And so I just started to use it and explore it. And I moved to Georgia and I started working with my producer. And years later, here we are still working at it.
Like Queenie, what you gon' do? If you ain't know one, now you know you like I told you. Okay, I do my job. Few in my squad. Check ends with me. First to the mob. Me and Dan been making plans, now we gotta go to work. Queenie hop up on the beat and watch your favorite rapper go berserk.
I love it. And you talk about the influence that your brother did have with you with his poetry. Do you feel like that helped you kind of know what style of music you wanted to go to? Like how you wanted to like be rapping and stuff? Because there's so many different flows you can go with. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of helped influence the vibe that you wanted to stay on?
Oh, that's a really good question. I never thought of it that way, but I guess in a way it probably did, just because I could tell from people who are poets versus people who are not poets, we typically end up writing differently as far as like let's say like our metaphors may come out a bit different. So I definitely feel like that may have something to do with how I write now.
Yes.
Um, yeah,
I,
as far as the topic itself, I think that was just the topics are given to me. It's like whatever I may be going through or experiencing or just want to talk about at the time.
Yeah,
How Danny make this mother
yeah. Got me feeling nice like. Got me feeling nice like. Oh.
and I'm also like really curious because we're in a time where female rappers they're a little more raunchy. Um,
Uh-huh.
But it's nothing wrong with it. We all
No.
do different type of music.
Hmm.
Um, but like, what kind of helps you not follow the mold and not go that raunchy route? And because the way you rap and the things you rap about, you're not really rapping about sex like that. So how
Right.
do how do you not follow the mold and break out of it and just kind of do your own thing?
Yeah, so really I think I'm just in a space and I've been in a space where I'm just trying to be myself, and I'm not gonna say I'm not a sexual person, but I don't find myself to be like just super like I have a friend that's like super comfortable with her sexuality. Like she's just like, I'm here.
I
And
love
I just yeah, I love it. And I think it's just not me, at least right now in the stage that I'm in right now. And I don't know, girl, maybe 10 years from now, I'll be like,
who knows?
again.
Talking to your music. No, I love
Right. So
it.
I think, yeah, it's just really about just doing what feels true to me and just feeling comfortable with it.
All right.
Mhm.
So what like do you feel, I know your producer Danny Louie is who you mainly work with. How did like the process go with you guys creating like the Kickback EP? Because I really sat and listened to it, and the way everything like flows into one another is like insane. Again, I'm advertising this. Everybody needs to go listen to it, because I was sitting here like, what in the, like, this is some big like product, like it sounds like like you're already out there in the industry for a long time. How did you guys go with the creative process? Did you know what songs that you wanted to go like this was Act 3, this was Miss Me with that? Like, did you know like the flow of how you wanted the album to go in the order?
First of all, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for actually like listening. And yeah, it was very, very thought out. We before even making the songs, writing the songs, we thought about like the pace of the songs, the tempos, how we want people to feel, what we want it to be like what we wanted to embody.
Okay.
We thought about all of that, and then we just I think if I'm not mistaken, Miss Me with That was like the first song.
Oh, really?
And then, yeah, I believe so. I think that one came out naturally. And then from there, we just kept building. But we definitely are like really mindful about how we put a project together and really how we want to portray it from there.
No, that's beautiful, because you could really hear it flow. That's always the thing with me now, like with albums. I don't know. When I'm listening to them, I like the story that unfolds with each song. So you could really hear it as it goes into Pull Up is one of my favorites. I really I love the like Caribbean vibe that it has.
Yes.
Like that, but that goes into my next question too. Like what artists would you say like influence you like now, like with the music that you're doing? Like it could be singer, rapper, whatever the vibe is. Like, do you feel like any of them influence you now? Like with the way you make music, or like how you go about the style of music you do?
So I get that question a lot, and it is a very difficult question just because I listen to all types of music. You know, we're Panamanians, so we grew up on so many different things. And so I wouldn't say it's like a particular artist. I think it's like a mixture of just different things that I hear. My mind as a creative is almost like a sponge. So it's like it takes like little things that it likes, and then it just makes its own thing.
Okay.
So yeah, so I would say it's just like a combination of things that I've heard over time.
Okay. I know, I like that. I feel like that's important, because I saw an old interview that you did too, and I saw that you said that you channeled Queen Latifah into Chillin' Out Days. Did you think that made the process go quicker with making the song? Or do you think that it was like maybe took some more time because you were like, okay, this is a big person, a big pioneer for hip hop. Like maybe, how do I want to go about this with making the song? Do you feel like it helped the process go quicker, or like maybe slowed it down a little bit because you were a little bit more patient? Like, I'm going with this type of style. How should I go about this?
It definitely helped the process. Tapping in, what I've learned too is like tapping into people that's come before me in my genre of music. It does kind of help, just because I kind of like the old school, not kind of, I do. I like the old school type of feel and sound. So anytime I tap back, it just gives me like almost like a direction.
Always on time with my lay, tryna let go but it ace, winning, running your way, running the space for the change. Feel me, the words that I say while you tape on the stay is not only meant for them to play, yeah.
So another thing that happens with creating is I can hear, like, you can do something right now or say a sentence and it could almost come off melodic to me, and my brain will take that inspiration and then make its own melody. So if I hear something, if I tap back into that and I hear something that I like, I can always take that and then it will just like automatically curve it and like do its own thing. So I definitely think it helped.
So being an independent artist, how do you feel about that? Like, do you eventually want to sign? what are like the strolls, the perks that you feel with being an independent artist?
You know that you gotta be free. Gotta be free.
Do I eventually want to sign? I always say like it depends on what I'm signing. Business, there's different, especially in the music business, there's different ways that you can sign. So it would literally have to align with what we have planned and what we want to accept, what we don't want to accept. So I'm open to it, but I'm also not like yearning for it because I'm still in a place where I do feel really creative and I am working more so on my creativity and my intention more so than like money, you know? So yeah. And as far as like the hardships that may come along with it is just the learning curve. So when you sign, a pro that goes along with signing is that you're signing with a company that has a team of people that have been doing this for years. They've been interning, they've been working for like probably my lifetime. So that means you have connections that I don't have. You have knowledge that I don't have. You have experience that I don't have. So that's like a huge advantage. When you're a solo artist, you're going through that process by yourself. So you're having to like learn certain things. I always say like, I'm sure there's books out there, but there's no like hardcore manual that says how to become successful as a hip hop artist. Like, if there was, I would be like
reading through it like, let me get the cheat sheet.
For real. But you know, so there's a lot of like research that goes behind figuring out how to get your music out there, and it changes consistently. So I would say that's the hard part, and you'll have to be passionate about what you do to keep going.
So my last question is, how do you feel like when you're performing in front of people? Do you like them more? Because I've seen a video on Instagram and you were like, it was like one of those kind of like booth ones when I don't think it's like a lot of people. Do you like those type of vibes when it's kind of like you almost feel like it's you and yourself and a few other people? Or do you like the energy of like being around like maybe a bigger crowd? It makes you more like excited, or you know, what gets you more pumped up?
Yes. So, I love your question.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah, these are really good questions. Okay, so I would definitely say in front of people. It depends. I think at first it depended on the crowd. But now I would say it's a bit different because I know that my gift comes from inside and not outside. So what I mean by that is that when I first started performing, I would feed off of the energy of the crowd. So if I'm in front of you and the crowd is like, you know, then I'm just trying to get through my set to get off the stage. Like, you know, clearly you guys don't want me here. Let me just go.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah. And then if the crowd was like feeling me, then I'm like hype, you know, but after, you know, performed a lot out here in Atlanta. So after performing a lot, I started realizing like, no, you know, my energy comes from within, and I can't depend on your energy to give me life. I have to, you know, sometimes people come to shows to get life from the entertainer, you know, so I can't rely on you to give me energy. Okay. So that's one. I would definitely say it's the crowd though, because you still feel that energy regardless versus a camera. Versus performance to a camera.
Got it. And just upcoming artists to hear this type of stuff, because you are talented. Like, I believe you will go amazing places. Like, hearing, I'm telling you, like, it sounds like you already been doing this for a very, 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 very long time. So I believe that independent, sign, whatever it is, I think that you will make it far, 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 far places. So.
Oh, thank you so much. You
got me feeling nice, like, wait, just another day. Just another day, living in our way.